Hey, good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Instant Coffee with Jan show. I'm Jan. My channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. I love to help people keep their money. Yeah. We're going to deep dive for a minute or two about sinking funds. What is a sinking fund? Before we get into that, I got to tell you a cute story. Well, I don't know if it was so cute. There are a couple of bottles. I was about to make my instant coffee, and I like to use that Happy Belly creamer. It's very good. It's like an Amazon version of a creamer. So normally I use the plain one. I do keep a vanilla one on the side for in between, but because the bottles practically look identical, I didn't know. Unbeknownst to me, I shook into my morning coffee the vanilla one. It is delicious, but I didn't expect it. So I'm about to taste because normally I don't put any sugar in my coffee. And I'm like, okay, so I pick it up and I'm like, oh my word, what happened here? And then I realized, oh no. But I have to say they're both quite delicious. That vanilla one, I regard that as a treat. Just thought I'd mention it to you. You don't have to pay a lot of money to have a little treat. Let's jump right into the sinking funds. First of all, I hope everyone is doing well today. What exactly is a sinking fund? Now, when I heard this term quite a while back, but when I did first hear it, it kind of made me laugh. Like sinking fund sounds almost like a disaster, right? A sinking fund. Why would anybody on planet Earth want a thing called a sinking fund? Sometimes these terminologies are rather humorous. We could get into that later on this week. But today we're going to talk about sinking funds. Okay, so what is a sinking fund? Basically, a sinking fund is money that you set aside for a specific upcoming expense. A sinking fund has actually a clear purpose attached to it. Things like, let's say, saving up for a vacation or a down payment on a house or even to set aside for car or home repairs. It's actually a very good idea to do this. And just knowing that that is there for specific reasons to be used, okay, it is really a great idea. So some of you are saying, well, I don't have a sinking fund. Who out there has a sinking fund? You don't have to tell me. I'm just curious. But who out there has a sinking fund? Right, you're already ahead of the game if you do. Just saying, just saying. Even if it's a small sinking fund, let's say like a $500 sinking fund, you get an excuse me, not unexpected, but a sinking fund is for specific purposes. However, you can create a sinking fund for, I would call it unexpected expenses, not an emergency, but like unexpected events. You can name it whatever you want, as long as you're naming it and claiming it. The sinking fund, it's not going to increase, but it's going to decrease because you're going to need it. Now, here are a few steps to setting up a sinking fund. Okay. So if you're interested, number one, you need to determine exactly what you want to save for. Are you thinking about saving up for a special vacation or any vacation X number of months from now or 2 years down the road? Are you saving up for a down payment on a home? Okay. Or are you wanting to buy a car with cash outright? Okay. Name it and claim it. That's the way I look at it. Now, you need to figure out the timeline. Let's say that you want to buy a home in 3 years. Sinking fund, 4, down payment of home, 3 years. That's your timeline. You determine the timeline, okay? And then you decide where you will save the money. Now, here's the more difficult part, in my opinion, working the sinking funds into your current budget. That's where it could get a little antsy. Am I right? Or am I right? But you're saying, but Jan, you're telling me all about these challenges and dollar a day. I feel like you're throwing all these saving ideas at me. That's right. What's the name of my channel? My channel isn't about taking dance lessons somewhere, now is it? So I'm going to throw at you these financial ideas. But honestly, you need to work the sinking fund into your current budget. Now, it would be a great idea, great suggestion when you start your sinking fund to put it into a savings account. Why? Well, most of the time, sinking funds are long term. Like I just mentioned, for example, saving up for a down payment on a house. That might take you what, a couple of years, three? I'm just using those numbers as an example. It might take someone 1 year. I don't know that. But let's say that it would take 2 to 3 years to save up for a down payment on a home. Put into a savings account and earn some interest on it. Okay, probably go somewhere between 1 and 2%. This is my educated guess. Now remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I never will be, never was, but I'm still not talking about dancing. Now I love to dance for fun, but I'm not a dancer. Okay. All right, so I have a question for you guys. For those that do have a sinking fund, even if you don't have a sinking fund, in the comment section below, let me know a good reason to have a sinking fund. I love to take a pulse on what my viewers consider good reasons for things. Okay, sometimes I'll do it in the form of like literally sending out a poll to my community tab. However, in this case, I'm asking you to enter that information into the comment section below. What do you think is a good place or a good reason? Why should you start a sinking fund? Or why do you have a sinking fund? And how long ago have you ever heard of this term sinking fund? Let's take a little minute here about these terminologies today. Some of the terminologies in financials are very, very interesting to say the least, kind of cute. Like I'll never forget, like with the debt repayments, like making an avalanche payment, okay, snowball payment, snowflake, snowflake payments. Hello. Oh yeah. When I first heard those terminology, I can't help it. I just thought they sounded funny. At one time, everything sounded like a weather forecast or some sort of scientific phenomenon, like, okay, the avalanche, and then we have, snowflake payments. But anyway, it's always good to get used to understand some of the terminology. How many of you, just curious, ever did hear of sinking funds? And when did you hear of them? How many of you want to start one? Not a bad idea. But the real question is, like I said before, how can you fit this into your budget? A little bit of food for thought, financially speaking. Hey, listen, if you got value from this video, please don't forget to slam down, tap down, smash down, or gently tap down the like button. And don't forget to share this video if at all possible. Have an amazing, fantastic day. Thank you for your time. Until the next time, take good care. Bye-bye.